Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to discuss how we take care of our plants. I get questions about watering, fertilizing, and also pest control. So I thought I'd make a video and touch on those subjects so that it will help you with your gardening. So first we're going to talk about watering, and then we're going to talk about fertilizing, and then we're going to talk about pest control. So in talking about watering, I water my plants probably about twice a week at least, and it is dependent on the weather. Sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's not that hot, so you won't need to water as much. Now I live on zone 9B. We have mild summers and mild winters here. Lately we've been having a high in the 70s, and so the plants does not need too much water. But how do I know if a plant needs water? Well, number one, you can tell by looking at it visually. If it looks like it is wilting, then it needs some water. So I always check on my plants every day. I'm standing inside my greenhouse, and the plants here are mostly in the pots. And I check this greenhouse on a regular basis, at least once a day. And because it gets hot here, about 80 degrees, sometimes 90, even though it's in the 70s outside, because it's a greenhouse, it will retain heat. But I usually go around checking on my plants, and I actually put my hand inside to see how the soil is. And that's how I can tell if the plants are drying out. And I also look at the plant themselves. Do they look like they're wilting? That will determine whether they need some water or not. In this section over here, I have some roses that are growing, and again I visually inspect the pots and then the soil to see if they need some water. I usually do the same thing outside, because I do have pots outside that needs to be checked on a regular basis. As you can see here are my hanging basket, and I literally just put my hand in each of the pot to check to see if they are drying out. Because, you know, potted plants do dry out much faster than plants that are planted out in the ground. So these plants are doing good because they feel moist inside. And this is my one of my dahlia box right here, and it is in a box right here. It's got a wooden box, and it's huge, but I do check on the condition of the soil here as well. You can really check on it and see how they're doing, if it's drying out. And you do the same thing. If it looks like it's drying out, then you water it. And then the roses that I have here, so some of our plants have irrigation systems. So my roses do have a watering system here. So you can see right here, this is where I connect the hose, and I just turn it on. And I also do have them in the dahlia boxes. And the ones in the pots, like the ones here, I water them by hand. So the next subject I wanted to talk about is fertilizing. I fertilize my plant at least twice a month. And that's why they look healthy. A lot of people have said, oh, your plants are very healthy. That's because I do feed them so that they can produce flowers. The plants look healthy. And I'm going to show you which ones I use for my plants. There are others out there that you can use, but these are the ones that we use. So I often get asked what fertilizer I use. So these are the fertilizer that I use. This is a Miracle Grow all-purpose plant food, and I use this for my roses, for my petunia, for my begonia, for my zinnia, for all of my flowers. And so you just follow the directions in the back. And I also use this because I do hand water the plants when I'm fertilizing. And you can find this at Home Depot, any nursery. And so it works really well. I do fertilize at least twice a month. The other fertilizer that I use, and mainly for my potted plants, is this. This is called Job's Fertilizer Spikes. And these are the small size. They do come in bigger size. And what it is you just put it in your pots, and it is based on how big the pot is. Like if you have a 4-inch, then you put 2 spikes. I think the directions in the back tells you right there how much to put in each of the pots. And this is good for 60 days. That's what it says right there. Okay. And again, these are not the only fertilizers that you can use. There are many other fertilizers that are available out there, but these are the ones that we use for my garden. So the next thing I want to talk about is pest control. These days, one of the challenges that we have is we get aphids, we get powdery mildew on our dahlias and on our roses. So I want to show you which ones we're using in my garden. So these are the 3 main things that we have been using commonly these days. And you can find these at Home Depot. You can probably even find it on Amazon.com. So this one is an organic solution, and it's a fungicide, miticide, and insecticide. This is called neem oil. And you can use this to control black spot, powdery mildew, rust, spider, aphids. And then the other thing that we use is this spray called Bayer Advance 3-in-1. And this is an insect, disease, and mite control. And we have used this on my dahlia, and we also use it on the roses. And they kill the aphids, and they cure and prevent black spot, powdery mildew, and rust diseases. So basically the same as this one, except this one is organic and this one is not. The other solution that we use is this one, which is an organic one. This is called it's an insecticidal soap, and you use this. You can use this for your vegetable, fruits, any of your plants, and it controls. It kills insects in minutes. And we have used this, for aphids, spider mites, and whiteflies. And again, these are just some that we use. There are others out there that you can use. I'm just showing you the ones that we use for our garden. Well, I hope this video was helpful to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.